Hi everybody, this is Yeli, and I think I have some sad news, or at least a high suspicion of it. It turns out that I think I am allergic to some component in Mounjaro. And the reason why is because on Tuesday, today's Thursday, right? And today, by the way, is day 51. On Tuesday night, I injected on my right thigh. And yesterday, it was kind of itchy. And I felt it before, but it hasn't amounted up to anything. But it felt itchy, and it felt like more, and it felt like a big splotch. And it was warm, so it was really like a red splotch. Let me see if I can insert a picture to show you. So I got it checked with the allergist, and I had my doctor's visit today as well. So apparently it might be contact dermatitis, and if that's the case, I mean, it's highly unlikely that that the allergic reaction is due to Tirzepatide. Most likely is other components, that like the inactive ingredients that are in the shot. There was also the suspicion, I'm allergic to some metals, so there was also the possibility that it could be to the needle. But it was big, right? And it was itchy. So my allergist said put some cream on it, and that's what I did, and it feels better. It's kind of warm to the touch as well. And like this afternoon, I did not feel that yesterday, but like this afternoon, I've been driving around because I went to my primary care physician. I went to my endocrinologist, who is a diabetes specialist, and of course I had to have also like my allergist involved in all of this, right? So anyway, I'm driving all around, and I'm going to appointments and all that stuff, and I'm taking my daughter to allergy shots. So I feel like a discomfort on my left leg, and it kind of a little bit itchy, but I felt that sometimes, and there has been nothing red, nothing that's to be worried about or anything. And I just looked at it, and I have a smaller red splotch. So the one on the right leg, let's say it's about this big, and the one on the left leg, which is where I injected almost 10 days ago, is about this big. But the one on the left leg was not there, because we went to the beach. We would have seen it. I assure you, my husband or my daughter, and even myself, we would have seen it. And I had my legs up and all that, so I would have definitely seen it. I think it flared up after Tuesday's injection. So here I was hoping that this was just a one-time thing, because I had rubbed it. I mean, apparently, like I heard somebody saying, well, if the medicine is coming out, rub the site and make it go better. No, the instructions, the indications on how to put the shot on says do not rub the site. And I went and rubbed it, right? And here's to say that you can't just take whatever somebody says on YouTube to heart. You got to consult everything with your own doctors. And I myself, even though I tell you guys to do that all the time, there are things that are not nonsensical to me, and I'm like, okay, I think this is okay to do, and it was not. I had read those instructions, but I have forgotten about it, right? So I guess it doesn't hurt to read them again every now and then. So I was reading them just because we were trying to find the inactive ingredients, and trying to find and see if there was any mention of the metal that was used on the needle. So anyway, yeah, I'm sad. I really, really am. I don't want to start crying, but I'm heartbroken, right? Because I'm thinking, yeah, I don't know. So anyway, let me just kind of give you guys a around of my day. So I went to my primary care physician, who was happy to hear that I was on Mounjaro and happy that things were working out for me. And we also talked about weight, and I told her, hey, I haven't been losing as much as, like, you know, the stories that you hear that people lose all that weight, but the weight that I'm losing, it's kind of keeping off, right? Because I feel that I lose like 2 or 3 pounds all at once, and then I fluctuate those 2 or 3 pounds, but then all of a sudden I fluctuate 1 or 2 pounds, and then I fluctuate 1 or half a pound, and then all of a sudden I lose another batch, and then the fluctuation starts lower, right? So it's kept on going down is what I mean. So anyway, but again, I'm in the fluctuation between 10.5 and 11 pounds, so I haven't lost more than that, right? And even though this is my Tuesday, Wednesday, my second day after my second 5 milligram shot, which is my 8th shot in total. So my primary care was happy. She was happy that I was being more active. I told her what I was doing. She was like, oh my gosh, that's so great. You know, we always look for progress. And of course, that's what counts, right? So I also went to my endocrinologist, who I told about this, and she said, well, listen, for some people this happens once and it doesn't ever happen again. However, if this happens again, keep me posted, because it might mean that you do have an allergy and it's only going to get worse because you're sensitized to it or something like that. So what this means is that I might inject a few times and not have it, and then all of a sudden it starts flaring up, right? That's kind of like how some of these allergies come to be, and you're like, but I've done this so many times and it's never happened. Well, it just takes one too many for it to happen. So anyway, at that time I had not realized that I had it on the other leg, right? So we're talking about, she's telling me some people have had it, it never happens again. She asked me when my next shot was, and I told her it's next Tuesday. So she wrote it down and she was like, please call me and let me know how it goes. And of course, like the day of the shot, nothing happens. It starts happening the day afterwards, right? But as I come home and see this, I'm like, oh boy. So anyway, let me get back to my doctor's visit. So the good news is that, you know, I've been having those fluctuations. So when they weighed me at the doctor's office, I kind of did weigh like 12.5 pounds down, which is kind of surprising to me that I weighed less there than at home. So I'm not taking that to the bank, you know, I'm not even going to quote myself, but if that's the case, then tomorrow I'll see that reflected in my scale here at home, hopefully. I don't know, but anyway, that's good, right? Because it means that whatever's going down, it's sticking, and it's going down slowly enough that that my body is getting nicely used to it. So that's good. And of course, I do have to say, and I have to let go of this, which is the wanting to lose more weight. I want those 2 pounds per week. The 2 or 3 pounds in a week and then nothing for a few weeks, that's not what I want. But I have to let go of that, right? I have to let go of those expectations, of the stress that puts me through, because I'm not going to get anywhere with that mindset. So yeah, that's a good thing, right? The other good thing is that she said that she keeps on seeing the projections of the A1C, and she's like, they're still projecting the same. That's wonderful. It's funny because she also said, what happens after dinner? Do you move a lot after dinner? Which I don't, because I typically come to work. She's like, but you lose, like your sugar goes down so much after dinner. And my only explanation is because I was taking the metformin with dinner, but I stopped that and it's still happening, because I haven't taken that nightly metformin for maybe, or I mean, for sure for over a week, because I only took half of it the first couple of nights on the 5th shot. So yeah, at least 8 days, right, that I have not taken any metformin at night, which is wonderful, right? And then she said that that was wonderful, that was great. We talked a little bit about refills. She said, we're not going to do any refills until we know what's going on with that reaction that you're having. And she did give me a couple of new sensors, because when I first went to the first consult, I'm participating in a study. So she's given me the sensors, and I've been using the Freestyle Libre 2, but she said that they're switching to Freestyle Libre 3 because, I don't know, whatever, stocking issues, whatever they have. But she also said that there's a lot of new improvements on the Freestyle Libre 3, that they're okay, you know, going into that right now, because apparently there are things that you can do now with it that you couldn't before. Anyway, so I had used up the extra one she gave me because they couldn't bring it in. And then she never gave me an extra one again, because the idea is for you to always have an extra one just in case yours falls off. So when mine fell off, I had to go and fill my prescription. But anyway, since it fell off, they didn't change it for me. So I'm still on the 2. But I think in like 4 days or so, I'm going to be switching to the 3. And I guess I'll update you guys on the differences and how I like it better or not, and pros and cons, since I'm going to be using them both, and not simultaneously, but hey, you know, I'm gonna be able to experience both of them, so I'll fill you in on that. So I have an appointment to see her in 2 weeks, but I am thinking that once I talk to my allergist and I tell him that I'm seeing this on my left leg too, I'm thinking that the suggestion is going to be to stop Mounjaro. The worst case scenario would be that my allergy is to Tirzepatide. That would be the worst case scenario, right? Because who knows if I'm also going to end up being allergic to semaglutide. I don't know. I guess we'll have to figure that one out, right? So my doctor just said, hey, we can try putting you on Ozempic if you can't continue with Mounjaro. But I'm heartbroken, right? Because I've heard from a lot of people that they don't do that great, and they love it when they're finally able to be back on Mounjaro. But she also told me that some patients have had to switch and they've been fine, right? Because there are a whole bunch of inactive ingredients that are put in the shots. And I know that maybe some of you in the comments are going to be like, well, hey, maybe you need to go through a compound pharmacy. But what you need to understand is that for me, my medicine is zero copay because I am diabetic. So insurance companies tend to not cover compound pharmacies. So while that's a great option for when you're paying out of pocket, like that for me would be like the bad news that people get when they have to pay for their prescriptions, the ridiculous amounts, right? So yeah, but I don't know, right? I don't know what I'm allergic to, so we haven't pinpointed that out. I guess, I don't know what to say, guys. I'm heartbroken because my sugar has been so great. Most times I am oscillating between 90 something and below 110. And that's another thing that my doctor said. My gosh, your variability is 13%. That is wonderful. That means that you're not having the huge spikes, and that means that, you know, you're kind of maintaining. And of course, I've made a lot of dietary changes to be able to back that up. So yeah, here I am like, ah, man, you know, having to go off of this one. But I can't worry myself either. I have to take this one day at a time, because I still have the option of going on a different medicine, right? And seeing how that works for me. And I guess I'll keep you guys updated. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know what's going to happen with me in the medicine and this journey that I'm on, that I was so excited to be on. Let's see. I don't know. When I get to talk to my allergist again, I'm sure that then I'm going to have to call my endocrinologist again, and I'll just keep you guys posted. And yeah, pray for me, guys, and send all the good energy that you can my way, so that whatever it is that has to happen is what's really going to be the best for me. And I try to live that way in life. I try to live letting go of expectations and results, because otherwise there's a lot of frustration and a lot of stress that I bring upon myself when I want things to happen a certain way. That level of control has never gone well for me. If anything, I think that's one of the biggest reasons why I've eaten emotionally a lot, right? Because things never went the way I wanted them to go. But I've learned to live in a different way. And at this time, I have the only thing I can do is let that go, and just trust that whatever happens is going to be for the best, and I can't do anything else. So, okay, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I wish I had better news. Sadly, I don't, but if any of you guys are going through something similar, let me know what you found out and how that worked for you. And if you guys are going through something similar and you haven't brought it to the attention of anybody, then again, I urge you to really bring this to the attention of your allergist or your doctor, because these things have to be carefully treated, because I mean, it can get to a point where I can be in anaphylactic shock, right? And that is quite dangerous. So anyway, here we are. I'll keep you guys updated, and let's see how everything goes, and hoping for the best. Bye, guys, till the next one.